Finally, everything seems to be working after last night's stream debacle. Welcome to my messy desk. Tonight, we're going to open up 28 pounds of miniature goodness. Excited to get started. If you're out there watching, please let me know in the chat. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat as we go along. All right. So, first things first, gotta lift this ginormous box up here. Actually, quite weighty. Takes up more than the camera's going to give me at the moment. But we'll go ahead and get this started. Hear the tape being cut. This is the inner box. My outer box was really dinged up, so I hope that everything's okay inside of here. My core set wasn't so lucky when I got it. All right. Try not to hit everything. Goodness. No. All right, I'm going to move this to the floor. I'm going to pull out the miniatures box first, and then we'll take a look at it. Then we'll get to the core box. Gotta find a place to put it. Oh my. Slowly but surely, it's coming out of the box. All right. Anybody wants some poster grade paper? I've got plenty. All right, so inside the box, with another box. I'm gonna need my knife for. I think this one's just like a sleeve. I have to say it's packaged very well. We've got, did I get it in here? We've got one box and then styrofoam and then another box. So I think even with the dings that were on my box, my outer box, that should be fine. Ooh. Man, oh man. All right. There we got the gambler's chest itself. Definitely weighty. I have to say I'm very happy with the packing on this. Have you guys got your gambler's chest yet? Have you popped it open yet? We got the miniatures assembly kit. See if I can scoot all this up here. Tape God is level 1 of this opening of box. If my desk wasn't messy before, it will be now. Holy moly. Gonna do away with the box. Yeah, you can see in shipping, I've got a bunch of scratches and dings. There's some dings on the lid as well. I'm hoping these sprues are okay. Hopefully. So we got the Gambler's, the ball that he holds. Hey, wow, it's actually labeled on the ball. That's very useful. We got some bases. Pounds and pounds of bases. We move the ball off to the side. Looks like the atmosphere. Or no, this is the king. Oh yeah, very excited. Very excited to fight new monsters. We got our Crimson Crocodile. Looks like just one sprue for him. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this pile of plastic goodness away. And we can cover those when I assemble and paint. I think that would be fair. We know what miniatures are inside this box. Any guesses on what's going to be in my bean box? Right. Okay. Got that guy moved out of the way. Ooh. I love me some Kingdom Death art. Lights are shining all over that, but man, that just looks so awesome. Sucker's heavy. Very excited to get this out on the game table. My group's a little whiles away, I think, from using Gambler Chess content. But I'm going to give it a nice peruse, read through the rules, and see what we can add to a core campaign. Box art is just so cool. All right. Moment of truth here. I might need to zoom out just a little bit more. And almost fit the whole box on screen. Okay, so we've got some cardboard punch outs. Little compass pointing north. Hmm. And we've got some terrain, it looks like. Be interesting to see what the community comes up with for 3D prints for these terrain pieces. Look really cool. Nothing on the back. And we got a little showdown board. I think this is for the encounter system. Maybe it's for a fight. I'm not sure. I have to read through the book. If anybody needs any silica gel packets, just let me know. I'm going to definitely have quite a few. All right, we'll start up here. Got a weird looking die. I've seen someone's Dragon King had some similar paintings on it. I wonder what this die actually is for. And we've got the extended character sheets. Oh, don't ask me to do that. Not open until instructed. Man, I'm fighting every urge to open that right now. Oh, I can't do it. I want to be surprised. Have more dice. Move these character sheets off to the side. We have the rule book. We have some more foam inside. Really happy to see this. I don't think there was much in the original core set. My inner tray and the core set and my board were damaged before I ever received them. Now, granted, I did not back the original. I'm sorry. But luckily I had a friend who backed multiple. I got a secondhand third-party deal from him. Appreciate you, Andy. Thank you out there. So here's the book, which we will take a look at maybe tonight. Most likely, I'd like to just sit down and maybe do a walkthrough. Really interested in trying to get newer players into the game and focusing on what it's like to start a campaign of Kingdom Death Monster in 2023. Gen Con, I stood in line with a really cool group of people from Bloomington, Indiana. I'm based out of Indianapolis. And they were just buying into the game for the first time, and I love their excitement. I knew the amount of content that they were going to purchase ahead of time. I helped them grab some boxes while I was there, and they left with a Christmas haul. So here's a survivor settlement sheet. If anybody wants to see what's on these sheets, just let me know. We can book or look through the book because these, I believe, are multiple folds. And we can take a look. If you've not looked at other box openings for the Gambler's Chest, I don't want to bust that open if I don't have to. So I guess I kind of glossed over some things. So we now have a player sheet or a grid sheet for the Scout. And we have a slot that looks like deck slots for knowledge, philosophy, and collective cognition. Add on to the settlement. The Scout. When survivors depart, you may nominate a survivor. Here, I've been working on this. Give this a second, it'll auto zoom in. Hopefully. Come on, autofocus. There we go. You're at super zoom there. All right, so when survivors depart, you may nominate a survivor to wear the dreaded pack. They must use this gear grid and depart as the Scout for the lantern year. A survivor with curse gear may not depart as the Scout. The Scout gear grid is the only one that may have gear with the Scout keyword. So it looks like he can participate. I thought they took an oath and not participate, but that's kind of cool. So hopefully, I mean, I feel like that's adding a fifth player, which is kind of cool. All right, so we've got some dividers. These are all dividers. It looks like Katniss, the Child Eater. Ambitionism must be a philosophy. Tourism. Got more silica gel packets. All for one. Wonder what all's in that deck. You have some gear. Rawhide bandana. Tourism. Rare gear. Don't want to spoil that. Kingsmith. So yeah, we definitely get some more settlement location. Obviously, we get some more lantern dice. Scout discoveries. And the philosophies are down here. Murderer event. Yeah, probably. I don't want to spoil the events. I have fun in the campaign when we come across something that we haven't quite got to yet. And I've realized through several playthroughs that the first time it feels really good. Second, third, fourth time. Ooh, these look like art cards. Definitely take a look at those zoomed in. So I like the idea of these little booklets for the philosophies. Don't want to go too far in. There's a lot of these. Hopefully add story, add lore. My goodness, they're in there good. I feel cards underneath it. That's what I'm trying to get to. I think they're the cards that go to this. So for the philosophies, we have survivalism, Luck the Wanderer. I don't know if that's a philosophy. Let's take a quick look inside. Ooh, I don't think I want to spoil that. Dreamism, Lanternism, Collectivism, Champion, Ambitionism, I don't even know how to say that. Imperialism, Optimism, Fascism, Verminism, Deadism, Gourmandism, Regalism, Homicidalism, Morrowism, Romanticism, and then we're back to survivalism and then the luck. Opportunity. I think these are from the encounters. From what I understand, the encounters add the feeling that you were being hunted while you're out on the hunt track. Oh, I just hit the camera. I apologize. When you're out on the hunt track now, that you can actually be hunted by what is called an encounter. There's only one encounter currently. It's the Bone Eaters. All right, so we've definitely got to take a look at these art cards and set them to the side. I think it's time to see. I've been seeing a lot of people with beans in this box. Time to see. Doesn't feel very heavy. I don't hear any rattling in there. Kind of expect to be trolled here. I haven't seen this unsealed box on a stream yet with beans in it, I guess. All right, here we go. Yeah, there's no beans in here. Thank goodness. I think I would have been a little disappointed, but I guess I'm kind of sad that I'm not on the inside joke there. So there's the Bone Eaters card. That's the encounter. Don't want to show you all the levels of it. We have our new settlement locations. If you have never played Kingdom Death Monster, basically you defeat monsters, you get resources, and the first time you defeat a monster, you get a settlement location where you can take the items from the resource deck that you win off the fight to craft items, and this is where you look to see where the items are crafted. Now, we do now have patterns, which add the Indomitable patterns. I got the Lioness. I'm trying to remember her name now. The Longclaw Lioness, something like that. From, I want to say her name's Lemore, something like that. And she gets one of those Indomitable patterns. Basically, if you can beat a level 3 white lion, then you get the pattern. And once you have the pattern, you can make her Longclaw weapon. You can zoom in a little bit for that. Camera zoom in. No, you're fighting hard, camera. There we go. Come on, camera. There we go. As you can see, the weapon is fairly decent for a Catar. But the model is stunning and beautiful. One of the things I definitely love about this game is the detail of the models. And I'm sorry, my camera is shaking. I've got it on a boom arm. So whenever I adjust the focus manually on the touchscreen, it kind of shakes back and forth. It does take a while to settle in. So then we've got a ton of new AI cards. There's AI cards over here, AI cards over here. AI decks are what control your monsters in Kingdom Death Monster when you're in Showdown. Don't want to spoil anything there. Here we have some resources. Is that what these are? Ooh, no. I think that is a resource. But obviously these decks kind of go back down through there. So then we've got some seed patterns. I'm not sure what that, it looks like an event card of some sort. Don't really want to spoil that. Exotic Bone Bracer. That's a critical. So, ooh, that's a hit location. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have shown that. We've got all the hit locations. Ton events. Just a ton of cards I'm going to have to go through. A few more silica packets. And knowledge cards. Status effects that look like. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look. What's in this art card package? Zoom in a bit. Art in Kingdom Death is one of my favorite things. I think it has to be art, then miniatures, then gameplay. Maybe gameplay, then art, then miniatures at times. Get a better look at this. There we go. That's a pretty good crisp image. Put that over here. There's autofocusing. Looks like this guy's holding someone's leg. I think these might be for the narrative poses. I'm pretty sure this miniature is in this kit. I really hope so. I've got a glass case coming from IKEA to put my miniatures in, and I'm starting to realize that I'm probably going to need 3 of them. But it would be cool to get little easels to put these on with the miniatures they go with. Oh, art cards are just beautiful. Put these back in order. Do you guys have any favorite art in that stack? Starting to wonder if I forgot to turn on chat. Got a window over here by my desk that I can, well, not a window, but I mean, I guess it is a window, but it's on my other monitor for streaming. All right, so I think I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to clean this up and then we'll come back and take a look at the rulebook. All right, please stay tuned. All right, and we're back. I went ahead and adjusted the camera so it's a little bit closer in on the book. Looks like it's having problems focusing at the moment. Hopefully you're all enjoying this little walk through Kingdom Death. history and the opening of the Gambler's Chest after all this time. All right, come on. Telling me I don't know how to focus. All right, so we've got the table of contents. Really not sure why. Doesn't want to focus. Manually focus it at the time. Look like it. My hand in front of it, maybe. There we go. Does look a little bit better there. Okay. So we get a thank you. It says, to those who have gone ahead, I thank you. The fun we shared, the adventures we had, and the promises we made under those youthful and starry skies. We carried those dreams. To the many people who worked on this project, I thank you. To the fans, backers, wonder why it's spelled different, supporters and silent supporters, I thank you. You continue to stoke the flames of the creative ambition. May your lantern always shine bright. Adam Poots. And then we've got the Gambler's Ball here. We looked at that miniature, the globe. Didn't get to the parts. Definitely looks intimidating to put together. And then we get to see what is inside the Gambler's. Man, the Gambler's expansion. So we have lighting failures here. We'll go back up lights. All right, so we have the narrative sculptures that are being added, patterns and seed patterns, the encounters, Scouts of Death, Wanderers. Wanderers seem pretty cool to me. So basically they are survivors that have lost their settlement, or they're the ones that in the settlement events where someone has to leave, they become wanderers sometimes. So then we also get new monsters in this expansion. We get the Crimson Crocodile, the Smog Singers, the Atnus, which looks like a very huge model, the King, the Gambler, and the God Hand. And then we get Ark Survivors, and incorporates collective cognition, philosophies, and knowledge. And then we get a whole brand new campaign, the Dreamkeeper campaign. On this page, showing narrative sculptures. Says something about hidden characters. So I guess when you defeat the God Hand, you unlock the character system for use in future campaigns. Characters are an optional component that adds another layer of personalities to survivors when they are named. Many character cards are inspired by narrative sculptures included in this box. Cool, so we get to add some of those almost white box miniatures. So these narrative sculpts, you get to add and use those as characters later. That's pretty cool. Then we have samples of some patterns and seed patterns. If I can focus on, there we go. So the Mighty Bone Axe, let me zoom in. Mighty Bone Axe. That's a seed pattern. You have to tell the smith a story that gives them nightmares, and they have to balance the axe with bone counterweights. You have to attach the pommel with organ paste. So it looks like you have steps that you have to do in order to create this, just besides And the encounters. We have the Bone Eaters encounter inside the Kingdom Death gambler chest here. So this is what it'll look like. These are the Bone Eaters themselves. And the hunt event cards, like while you're out hunting, you flip over hunt cards. Sometimes you'll run into these guys. And then the encounter board that you're going to fight them on. Don't want to get through to too many of these pages. I don't really want to spoil anything. If I accidentally do, I apologize. It is not my intention. So here we have the Scouts of Death system. Apparently they live in the outskirts. We get discovery cards, which is cool. We get scout gear. So as we saw on the grid card when we did the unboxing, there's only 4 slots and it can only be scout gear. So from what I understand, the scout takes a oath before he goes out that says he's not going to interfere in the fight. And when you die, he brings your stuff back. As you can see, got some of the scout gear there. Everything basically trying to help it avoid fighting the monster. Now that's the Wanderer's art. Stranger appears from the darkness. If you've played the game before, you learn to be wary of these, but it does lead to several amazing fun choices. This is what the Crimson Crocodile looks like when you get it put together. This is blurred out in the photograph, not because of my camera. The Smog Eaters, which are added in this expansion as well. Atnus the Child Eater. Looks like a play on Santa Claus. Good old Sandy Claus. Zoom out just a little bit. There we go. I really hope that Adam decides to put out like some coffee table art. I would love to have a little coffee table in my game room and just put art books on it. Things like this just would make the grade for me. And we've got that two-faced gambler guy and his ball of people. And then we have the king. Now, I said that I didn't back the original Kickstarter, and that's true. But I did see this miniature, and I really wanted to back. I just wasn't in a position at that time in my life to be able to drop hundreds of dollars on a game that may or may not come. And I'm glad I waited, and I'm glad that some of my friends didn't wait. Like I said, my friend Andy really hooked me up with giving me a Kickstarter core set. And he gave it to me with all the promos as well, so. Then we have the God Hand. He's holding somebody's head. Maybe 2 somebody's heads. Oh my goodness. I had to look twice. There are 3 heads there, stacked in his hand. He wasn't going to tell me. These guys are keeping that guy's mouth shut. And then we have the pages for the Ark survivors. These are the survivors I believe you start with in this campaign. That unlocks the knowledge cards, the CC reward cards, the, what is that, collective cognition. So as you get smarter and your settlement gathers collective cognition, then you start getting rewards from this deck. And we have the philosophy cards, and then obviously those little books. Those little books, I'm really hoping will add a lot of value to replay, because you're not going to see in a playthrough usually all of these unless you're really lucky. And so it gives an example of some knowledge cards. So we can go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so zoom in, not zoom in, focus. All right, so it says ARC cells allow knowledge cards to advance. So we have a thing here that says Mirror Eyes 1, 2, and 3. So at first it's a theory, and it says when you hit the monster at least 2 times in one attack, gain +1. And then you get to mark these cards. Probably have to laminate them. But once you reach the end of those boxes, you unlock the next one. And so the next step up from Mirror Eyes is Mirror Eyes 2. This is part of the Verminism philosophy. So these are the things that you're going to unlock with the philosophies. It says when you make a paired attack, it gains precision 1. This precision 1 on a perfect hit, inflict an automatic critical wound to the first hit location you resolve. And then it also has an observation track. Now you have to hit the monster 3 times in one attack to gain 1 on there. It looks like Mirror Eyes final form. Mirror Eyes is final form, or Mirror Eyes 3. I guess technically this could go 4, 5, 6, however they want to do it. This is when you make a paired attack, it gains precision 2. Precision 2 on a perfect hit inflicts an automatic critical wound to the first 2 hit locations. So I feel like that's a pretty powerful bonus effect, really. And then we get the Dreamkeeper campaign. It adds all the monster symbols down here. What the next page looks like. And the next page is, I'm going to stop here. I'm not going to read the prologue yet. This is the Dreamkeeper campaign. The people of the Dreamkeeper campaign weave together the threads of content introduced in the Gambler's Chest expansion. Starting with the Crimson Crocodile, your ARC survivors will battle their way through new and familiar foes under the auspices of the Dreamkeeper. They will build an ARC settlement bustling with new ideas and objects. Luck will not only be enough to see you through to the end. With skill and defiance of fate, you may reach the final showdown with the God Hand. And then it says on page 31, turn the page and start playing now. So, well, I appreciate everyone coming to my first real big event on YouTube. It's been a fun week for Messy Desk Studios. I'm a one-man show currently. I have a few friends that are starting to tell me, hey man, I'm willing to help, just tell me what I need to do. And I'm too early in this journey to really know where to direct them, but I'm excited to see where this path goes. So I thank you very much for joining, and I hope you have a great night, as well as I hope to see you again in an upcoming stream. If you would be so kind as to like, subscribe, and do all the things down below that make numbers go different directions, get my content out there to other people, I would really appreciate it. I'm having fun, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you for visiting my messy desk.